She raised her glass of red wine, looked me dead in the eyes, and with a fake smile said, "You don't belong to this family." Then, she threw it, right on my white dress. The whole room gasped, and I just stood there, dripping, humiliated, while my family laughed it off like it was some kind of joke. But here's what they didn't know. That moment would change everything. Because I was about to make sure she never disrespected me, or anyone, like that again. If you've ever been betrayed by your own family or made to feel like you didn't belong, then you'll understand this story. Hit that like button, subscribe for more true revenge stories, and tell me in the comments, have you ever had to teach someone a painful lesson in respect? Because this one hit home. My name's Claire. I am the quiet one in the family, the one who keeps her head down, works hard, and avoids drama. My older sister, Lydia, is the opposite, the center of attention, loud, dramatic, and constantly craving validation. She's the kind of person who turns every gathering into her own stage. Ever since we were kids, she'd compete with me. If I got good grades, she'd mock me for being a teacher's pet. If I lost a few pounds, she'd accuse me of trying too hard. Even when I got engaged, she managed to make it about her, crying because I stole her spotlight. But I never fought back. I told myself it's not worth it. She'll grow out of it, except she never did. Fast forward to last month, my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. It was supposed to be a beautiful family reunion. My husband and I flew in early. I helped organize decorations, caterers, everything. Lydia barely lifted a finger, yet took credit for most of it. Classic her. The night of the party, the venue sparkled. Fairy lights, soft jazz, laughter. I wore a simple but elegant white dress my mom had gifted me years ago. Everything felt peaceful, until Lydia decided it was her cue to perform. It started small. A snide comment here, a jab there. "Oh, Claire, you're finally wearing something fashionable," she said, smirking. I ignored it. Then during the family toast, my father thanked everyone, and specifically mentioned how grateful he was for my help organizing the event. Lydia's smile froze. She raised her wine glass, pretending to toast me, and said loudly, "To my perfect little sister, always so desperate to impress Mom and Dad. I guess we all know who the favorite is." Laughter rippled uncomfortably around the room. I felt my cheeks burn, but I smiled politely. Then she stepped closer. "You don't belong to this family," she whispered, then threw her entire glass of red wine on me. Gasps. Silence. I stood there, shaking, the wine dripping down my neck. My mom looked horrified, but my dad muttered, "Lydia, enough," like it was just another tantrum. My husband moved to help me, but I stopped him. Because at that moment, beneath all that humiliation, I wasn't angry. I was done. That night, while everyone danced and pretended nothing happened, I slipped away early. But not before hearing Lydia brag to her friends, "Claire's too sensitive. She needs to loosen up. I was just joking." No, Lydia, you weren't joking. You were cruel. And I was going to show you that actions have consequences, especially when you humiliate someone who knows how to keep receipts. Because while Lydia spent her time showing off, I'd been helping my parents with more than party planning. I handled their financial management, including their business's accounting. And guess whose name popped up on the company card for unauthorized expenses? Yep, Lydia. Tens of thousands of dollars worth of designer clothes, spa visits, and business dinners, all under the company account that my parents trusted me to monitor. I spent the next few days documenting everything: dates, amounts, receipts, even photos of her using the company card. I didn't do it out of pettiness. I did it because I knew this was my chance to protect my parents and make sure Lydia finally faced the consequences she'd been dodging her whole life. Then came the perfect moment. My father decided to host a small post-anniversary dinner to thank the family again. Lydia, of course, arrived late and loud, wearing a dress that probably cost more than my monthly salary. Halfway through dinner, my dad announced that he'd been considering updating his company structure and wanted my help reviewing the finances publicly to show transparency within the family. Lydia's smile twitched. That was my cue. I calmly opened my folder and began presenting a simple summary: income, expenses, and then the anomalies. When I showed the slide of unexplained luxury purchases under Lydia's name, The room fell silent. My dad's face turned white. My mom whispered, "Lydia, what is this?" Lydia laughed nervously. "Oh, come on, Claire's just exaggerating." I interrupted. "I'm not. These are company records. I've been managing them for over a year, and these charges were flagged repeatedly. I have receipts, timestamps, and even store confirmations that the cardholder was you." She turned red. "You're just jealous. You're trying to ruin me." I looked at her calmly and said, "You did that yourself when you decided to humiliate me in front of everyone. I didn't throw wine on you, Lydia. I just showed the truth." The silence that followed was heavy. My dad slowly stood up and said in a voice I'd never heard before, "Lydia, you're suspended from all company access effective immediately." She screamed, stormed out, and slammed the door. The fallout was satisfying. Lydia's perfect image shattered overnight. Her friends started distancing themselves when they learned she'd been living off stolen money. My parents, though heartbroken, finally saw her for who she really was. And me? I finally felt free. Not because I ruined her, but because I refused to be her victim anymore. A week later, she called. No apology, just tears. She said, "You didn't have to embarrass me like that." I replied softly, "You didn't have to throw wine on me either." Family doesn't mean blind loyalty. Sometimes it means holding someone accountable, even if they share your blood. Lydia taught me something that night. Respect isn't inherited, it's earned. And once someone shows you who they truly are, believe them, the first time. What do you think? Was I too harsh, or was it justice finally being served? Let me know in the comments. And if you've ever had to get revenge on a toxic family member, share your story below. Hit that like button, subscribe for more true Reddit revenge stories, and remember, the best revenge isn't destruction, it's dignity.